Hi, we've made it back home. We got home last night. Oops, my bracelet's gonna bang this whole time. I'm gonna do a quick vlog today. Well, it might not be so quick, but it's just gonna be me talking. So, and I don't have any makeup to show you or anything. So if that bores you, I'm warning you now. And I just did my hair really fast. And anyway, okay, back to my point. Just gonna do a few observations about my trip. Number one, I'm so glad to be home for two reasons. My shower and my bed. Oh, that is my favorite things about my house, and it's wonderful, and I'm glad to be home for those two reasons. It's 10 till 2. I slept till 9:30, which was quite late for me, except that that was 6:30 in LA. I've already done all the laundry, paid the bills. I had prepaid most of my bills, but I just had to tweak a few of them. Like I underestimated my water bill, of course. I don't know what water costs where you live, but it's outrageous here. Anyway, paid the bills, went through all the mail, got the best Birchbox I've ever gotten, and I will be showing that to you soon. Yeah, so I'm home and I'm already caught up, and it's 2 o'clock. So, oh, and my husband just went to Costco for Keurig coffee pods and to the grocery for groceries because my daughter starts school in the morning and she packs her lunch. So he went and grabbed a few things. Let's see, observation about my trip. Okay, let's start before I even left. This is just kind of a little bit about myself. My nature is to be, I hate to say it, but a little bit of a worrier. Now, I used to worry horribly when I was in elementary, junior high, and high school. Like stomach aches, I couldn't go to school. I was so worried. I don't know what I was worried about. My life was a piece of cake, but I worried all the time. And one night, my dad sat me down. He came to my room, in fact, and sat down on the bed, and he goes, this is when they had picked me up in about 6th grade, taken me to the doctor because I was doubled over and I couldn't walk from worry. Of course, I didn't know that's what it was. But anyway, he sat me down. He came in my room and he said, you know what? You've got to get past this. And he shared that Bible verse with me. All things work together for those who love God and who are called according to his purpose. And there's a lot more to that verse, but that changed me a lot. But my tendency is still to worry, okay? Especially about my kids. Well, okay, Scott's lost his job, right? He's home every day. We're pretty much getting super bored with sitting here. And when you're really bored, you start getting depressed. And it's not that we're bored because we don't have a good life. It's just like we want to get on with it. And I feel like we're sort of in a holding pattern only because we haven't completely decided that we're going to stay here. And we might downsize. So that's all still up in the air to some extent, although we have totally put it on hold because you should not make, we've learned, big decisions when you're in the middle of a big change. And I think I already told y'all that. But Scott goes next door, talks to our neighbors about them transferring their car to LA. He comes home and tells us, you know, they're paying like $1,000 to transfer their car. And of course, my daughter and I immediately jump up. This is my youngest. And said, let's do it. We can go to LA and see Wes, because that's where my son lives. And so my husband is totally in agreement with this, which is pretty shocking, which shows you he was tired of sitting around not finding a job. So he went back over there and they said, you know, we'll pay you the $1,000 we would have paid a transfer company. So that covered our tickets home and some of the gas. So we had all those other expenses. And it was a lot when you really look at it because filling that car with gas every day was killer. But anyway, the point is, he came back home and he said it, and we were so excited because they agreed to it, thought it was a great idea. But then what happens? I go to bed, wake up in the middle of the night, and all I'm thinking about is all the different catastrophes that could happen on the trip. Number one being wrecking our neighbor's car. I wasn't worried about us being killed in the car. I was just worried about the car because it didn't belong to us. And so, yeah, that was probably not the best decision in the world to do it, but I wanted to do it so badly and not let fear stop me, if that makes any sense. Because what I came to think, what kind of went through my mind was, How often do horrible, catastrophic things happen in a person's life? Now, horrible things happen every day. There's bad car accidents and cancer and divorce and death every day. But how often does it happen to you? And I guess I thought, well, we have cancer and now we have unemployment. At my husband's age, makes it a little worse than normal. So really, are we going to have a catastrophic car accident on top of all that? It's so totally possible. But I said to myself, what are the odds really? And I decided that they were pretty slim. So we went. And I'm so glad I did not let fear talk me out of it. You know, I could, and also I worried about the money. We were spending money doing this because, you know, we had hotels all the way across and meals and everything. But sometimes you just have to jump in and do it. You just have to. Now, some of you are thinking, of course, what's wrong with you? But some of you understand what I'm saying, I think. So let me just say, I always tend to attack life. Like I go towards it. Like I think about the problem and I go towards the problem sometimes instead of just letting life just come to me. And I remember on the drive all the way across, I just kept thinking, you know, the highway was passing me by and I thought, I'm just letting life come to me. I'm not attacking it. I'm just sitting here. And I enjoyed it so, so, so much. It was so inspiring to go from Central Florida up and over to LA. We saw so many beautiful sights. I have so much good video that you did not see, obviously, because all you saw was little snippets on the iPad. I have a whole lot of video that I'm going to make, I said, I think before, into a sort of a movie of our travels, very short snippets all the way across. And I hope that turns out really good because I did just learn to use iMovie. So that'll be exciting. And I'll have that up in a week or two. I don't know how long it's going to take me. But, so, I lost my train of thought. Oh, it was so inspiring to go across the country. And if you've ever thought, now I promised when I started this blog, I promised myself I would never talk about two things, religion and politics. Well, I've already talked about religion because when something is such a part of you, like Christianity is for me, it becomes part of what you're talking about because you can't help it. Now, politics, I'm never going to talk about that. Never. So religion, let me just give my little religious plug for this trip, is you cannot cross America or any country, I guess, with beautiful landscape without realizing this could not have been an accident. Obviously, someone with great design and creativity made this world. And the reason when you look out at beautiful sights, be it the ocean, a mountain range, a desert, whatever it be, if you look out at it and you feel emotional, that's because you're seeing God right in front of you. You're seeing his creation and you cannot help but react to it. So if you don't believe in God, think about it again and think it through, as I always say. And yeah, it's obviously a design. And I just saw that so much. Starting now from Florida to San Antonio, I didn't see much because we were on the highway the whole way, and you're not on the water at all, so you're just seeing trees on both sides. But when you get to San Antonio and you go west, the terrain changes. You see mountains and hills, and just the desert, just the design of the desert is beautiful. And different deserts have totally different plants and different looks. I mean, the desert in Arizona was totally different than and near Tucson, you see all of the saguaro cactus. I'm not sure how you say that. Ginger. Oh, gosh, that scared me. She was making such a weird noise. Anyway, the cactus with the arms on it, you know, there's just that one place in the whole country that they are in Arizona. And then you get to Las Vegas where there's nothing, but there were mountains on each side, which was pretty cool. And then you get to California, oh, the mountains there, the desert. It's something to see. The most beautiful thing were the hills in California were so golden, but with green trees, but just scattered just right. It looked like a painting. And I realized I've seen these paintings 1,000 times. They're so beautiful. Ginger, come here. So Anyway, that's just my take on the desert and the mountains and, of course, the ocean and the coast of California up Big Sur and everything. That wasn't an accident. It's absolutely gorgeous. And thank goodness mankind had the thought to build that road, which I don't even know what they were thinking because I would have given up and built it inland and no one would have ever seen that coast. And it's absolutely gorgeous. Let's see if there's anything else about the trip. Oh, I've got to turn this off because that weird sound she's making is a really weird sound. Okay, she stopped. Okay. One other thing I want to talk about in this video, I'm going to do one more for tomorrow, is as you're going on a long trip or whatever you're doing, if you have an opportunity to stop somewhere funky or weird or cool, if you're not in a huge hurry, even if you are in a huge hurry, try and stop. Because we had two particular funny things that happened on our way where we stopped unexpectedly. The day we left San Antonio was a 13-hour drive day to where we wanted to be near Phoenix. And we really wanted to get that part of that was our worst day. Well, my husband had a really bad backache. And we started driving at 5 o'clock. And about 7, he just was miserable. So I said, let me drive. There wasn't a soul on the road that entire day. So I felt very comfortable driving. So I drove 11 hours that day. Well, from outside San Antonio all the way into Arizona, there were billboards that said, The Thing, stop and see the Thing. And the word The Thing was written like blood dripping, you know, just like that movie. There was a movie years ago, like the 50s, called The Thing. And I think it was big giant ants out in the desert. It was written just like that movie's written, real eerie looking, like very Twilight Zone, okay? We saw these billboards every 50 miles. Stop and see the thing, stop and see the thing. So my daughter and I were going, we got to do it, we got to do it. Well, Scott's asleep in the back seat. So she said, we got to stop, we got to stop. Well, 8 hours later, we see another sign, and it says The Thing, this exit. Well, at this point, we are literally in the middle of nowhere. And this is the only store. I got to see how many minutes I've been talking. Okay. This is the only stop, store, anything for so many miles. So Lexi said, let's do it. Let's do it. Since Scott's asleep, I exited, went over the freeway, or not even the freeway. It was a 2-lane road over to this store. It was a store, souvenir store, gas station, kind of Dairy Queen type thing. And so once my husband felt the car slow down, he woke up and he goes, are you kidding me? And we said, no, we're going to go in and we're going to see the thing. So we go in the store, and he wouldn't go with us because he was just too cool for that. So he went and got an ice cream or something. And so we went in this big gift shop, and it was so old. And the people there, oh my gosh, they were from another planet. All the people hanging out in the middle of nowhere in this store were from another planet. I mean, we looked so out of place because our hair was combed, okay? So we get into the store, and we went to the counter, and we said, can we see the thing? And the woman said, and I said, what is the thing? And she goes, oh, you'll have to go into the museum to see it. I'm like, museum? And she says, yes, it will be $1 a piece. So my daughter and I said, well, we're doing it. And then she asked my daughter, are you 18? And she goes, no, I'm 17. And she goes, well, she's only 75 cents. So it was $1.75. So that should have been our first clue that the thing probably wasn't going to be worth a lot. So you're going to see this on the movie, videos of us walking from room to room. So I'm not going to tell you what the thing was. You're going to have to watch my movie. But suffice it to say, it was concrete buildings, like 3 or 4 of them that you walked to. Very spooky back there. You could have been murdered. No one would have ever found you. There were big yellow footprints, like 2 feet long to follow. And it was a museum of sorts. But there was so much dust and dirt and sand on every object, you couldn't even tell hardly what it was. This place was so old and so dirty and so gross and pretty hilarious. So that's a great memory. So I'm telling you, if you have a chance to stop at something really crazy on the side of the road in our country, go in and see what it is. It's worth it. Sort of. The second pull-off that we did that started off kind of bad was 2 days ago. 3 days ago, we drove up to San Jose, spent the night. You know, that was our Highway 1 thing. And then we came back down to LA. Well, we're almost to LA. We're going to meet our son in the afternoon and go to dinner and everything to Santa Monica. And we're almost, we're coming into the LA area. And I see the exit for Calabasas. I think that's how you say it. Well, unfortunately, my 17-year-old daughter has discovered the Kardashians, the show. She came upon it one day on a, what's it called, marathon, where they're playing a ton of them. And she got totally hooked on it. And I'm very not so happy about it, but whatever. Okay, I've got to pick my battles. If she wants to watch the Kardashians, she can. Although they're just a little bit rude. Things that they say on that show I don't like. But anyway, I watched it a couple times. Kind of boring to me, but I don't have anything against them. I don't have a thing against those people. They're making money. They're beautiful. They can be funny. Whatever. And my husband, once in a while, will watch 5 minutes because Bruce Jenner used to be his hero when he won. Remember? Well, most of you are too young. But in 1970, I think it was 76, he won the greatest athlete of the world or whatever it was. The Olympics, the big gold medal. Decathlon. Anyway, long story to tell you this. I look up and I see the exit to Calabasas. And my daughter had been talking about it the whole trip. I wish we could go see where the Kardashians live. I wish we could see their town. Well, I see it. And I told my husband to exit. And he had to clear 2 lanes to just get right off. All I wanted him to do was get off, drive down the parkway, come back, get back on the freeway. Now, I will admit, we were wanting to get back to the hotel and everything. But he passed the exit. Are you serious? We were so shocked. My husband does everything we ask. I mean, just about everything we ask, he does. And he didn't stop. And we're just looking, and our mouths are hanging open, and we can't believe it. And literally, we're about to cry because he broke his perfect streak of doing everything we want. So, 2 exits later, he felt guilty, and he got off, and it was a nightmare to get back. I have to hand it to him. He deserves kudos. Although if he had exited the first time, it would have been so easy. So anyway, we go into Calabasas. It is gorgeous town, beautiful. It is so pretty. We ended this parkway in this huge gated community. I don't know where the Kardashians live, but it's beautiful. And we found Dash, the store that had been closed down, and it was closed down, which we kind of thought it was, but we drove up to the parking lot and we saw it, and that's that. So, I don't know if I would do, I know I wouldn't do that side trip again, but whatever. Okay, I'm going to get on again tomorrow and talk about a couple more things that we did on the trip before I do the video, the movie. And, well, actually, okay, I'm going to talk 2 more minutes, and that's going to be it, talking about the trip other than the movie. If you're taking a long trip across the U.S., make some mixed CDs that kind of fit the country, what state you're in. Like I had country music when we went through Texas, and I had like America and old kind of Crosby, Stills, and Nash type stuff as we went through Arizona. And then when we got to California, we had Beach Boys and Jimmy Buffett and a lot of modern songs that my daughter likes, and it just made the trip so fun because we had such fun music. We had a dance CD I made of Michael Jackson and everything, so we were dancing. So that was really fun, and music can add so much to a trip. So don't go without your mixed CDs or your iPod to plug in, but it didn't work. 2 more things. Makeup in general I want to talk about. I've gotten a few comments now. Don't look at me today, but I've gotten a few comments lately that I look a little tiny bit younger. And I will tell you, now see, I'm checking myself now going, oh, it's not working out today. But I wore a lot less makeup on this trip, although today I looked pale and I put way too much blush on. But I wore a lot less makeup on this trip. It was so freeing and wonderful. I think I was layering way too much on, which actually in some respects was beginning to make me look older. I can't do contour, primer, foundation, concealer, under eye concealer, contour, highlighter, face powder to set everything. I mean, it's this thick. And so I was really starting to do that too much. So I'm ending that. I'm going to wear less. And makeup in general, if you are going across the country, do not, in August, do not leave your makeup in the trunk. Every day I remember to not let my makeup bag get put in the trunk except one day, and that was our 13-hour day through Phoenix and West Texas and Arizona and Nevada. It wasn't pretty. Everything survived except my Master Drama eyeliner by Maybelline, which is expensive to me. It's like $7 for a thing, a pencil of it. It's still, it didn't melt because it's perfectly there, but it hardened. Like, I think it took all the moisture out of it. So if you're going across the country in the summer or in the hot desert where it got up to 116 one day when we were driving, don't leave your makeup in the back. It's not good for it. It will not survive. So that's it for today. I'm happy to be home. I'm going to finish Vlogust if it kills me. I'm going to vlog every day for the month of August. I've done it so far, and I'm going to try to keep doing it. Bye. See you later.